Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack podcast, episode 352, celebrating 10 years of Amiibo. Dun, dun, dun. That's kind of crazy. I have Donnie and Delvin with me this week, as I do every single week. How are you guys doing today?
Tired, but good.
I'm good.
Why tired, Delvin? What were you up to this week that made you feel tired today?
What kept you up last night?
I wish it was that. I've been on every goddamn show imaginable this week, you know. My boys needed to call out Wednesday, so I had to do PSVG, you know, and I definitely missed them, but, you know, everything worked out.
I offered to do it.
No, I'm not going to. No. It doesn't work like that. We made this pact. When we said, hey, we need to get more people in, it was for these situations. So I said, you know, my boys needed off. I got it. Then I had to do XP Friday. Then I had to do another podcast Saturday. Now I'm on Shaq. Then I'm on Cadillac. Then after that, I die.
That's a lot of podcasting.
He does a lot of podcast. He's podcast king of the world.
Podcast guy.
Yeah.
What is Faxinandu?
That's the NES game. Penadaxu.
Oh.
It's a well-known NES game that
I was about to get some Pokemon.
I wish it was. I don't remember if that game was good or not, but I do remember it was like a well-known game.
NES game? It wasn't.
Yes, I'm quite sure it probably was.
I can answer that for you right now. It wasn't. Look, you just thought it was because you were a kid.
Yes, I know that my love for NES, and if I go back and play a lot of those games, they're not
correct.
They're not good.
It looks pretty for an NES game.
It really
though.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it looks pretty impressive. You don't really see this much detail.
It's the sort of game that, like, if they were, like, a reimagining of a long-lost game, like, I'd be interested because it does look,
Yeah, it was pretty good from what I remember. But I think, the more and more I think about it, I think my love for NES probably really is my love for SNES.
That's when, like, all the NES games got good.
Yeah. Like, kind of, yeah. Like, when I think of it, like, you know, my love for NES probably really is Super Mario Brothers 3 and
of course.
Out and a couple other ones.
That's really important to point out because we may have listeners that have never heard us do this before. It's not that everything on the NES is bad by any means.
Correct.
There are amazing NES games.
I love the NES.
It's just
Marble
as a system,
Madness.
The majority of it's very Atari. Like, it's not the best thing to go back to.
Yeah, there's like 1,000 games on there.
Right.
And 8 of them are just clones of the other game.
Right. The Super Nintendo is definitely where they started to perfect and polish those ideas. And that's when it really took off.
And you start getting kind of arcade style ports like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. It wasn't arcade. It wasn't quite arcade, but it was close enough.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go, Delvin. Click on
there
that
were a
link
lot of arcade ports.
I just posted in the chat. Click on that.
Okay.
That's Faxinadu redrawn in HD as an idea for a remake.
I don't see anything come up when I click that link.
Oh, really?
Too. It says, object does not exist. Did you just...
Hey, let me try this one.
Yeah, I think he's trying to hack us.
Try that one.
Good job. It's working.
Whoa, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks great.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So I'd be down to play that.
I'm doing that, like a hand-drawn, hand-painted kind of.
They probably should remake that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
People know the game.
Do they?
I had never.
People know it.
Who knows this game, Delvin, besides you?
So apparently somebody knows. They made fan art of it.
True.
Somebody out there.
Oh wait, what made you think of that? Were you playing it this week?
No, because I think Donnie was saying that all the NES games are bad, And I said,
so you're trying to come up with one thing. Okay.
But I did say Super Mario Brothers 3 was the standout.
Right, of course, yeah. The Mario 3 is amazing.
That's like my favorite game of all time.
Mm-hmm. And there's tons of NES things that I did love.
Contra,
Tecmo Bowl, Duck Hunt,
Tecmo Bowl,
Marble Madness.
That was indeed a game.
That was there.
It was there. It was there. It was in fact there. Donnie.
Yes.
I did buy that thing that you posted in on Discord, that Atari thing.
Oh, the VCR thing, the VCS, whatever.
Yes, because years ago.
Today, or is that the one you've already had?
No, I just bought it today when I saw the link. Years
didn't
ago.
You already? Don't you have one? Didn't you buy an Atari something?
Not that one. That one plays like modern console games.
Gotcha.
But see, years ago, that thing was kickstarted, and me and Chaffee was looking at that, and I think it was like $300 because they marketed it as like another like console.
Right.
Like this
right. I remember.
This is our attempt to make a modern console.
Right.
And it has old Atari Game of. I'm like, oh,
it was a terrible idea.
Yeah, terrible idea. Like,
$400 Atari. Have you played in it? Like, so my question is for anybody out there that like me, that's maybe doesn't know any better. Why would you buy this over like the Atari 50 collection?
Well, I'm buying this because one, I think I read it has the Atari 50 collection in it.
Right. That's what I thought it was. I can't.
Yes.
How many more games can they put on this? How many more games do you want?
It's a lot. It's
we talk about the NES being bad. Like this is a whole level below that.
Yes.
The Atari games are awful.
I have no interest in.
They're so bad, Rebecca.
Atari games. Like there's maybe one or two
blips
that I
and
would
bloops
play.
For real.
They all feel like knockoffs. It feels like knockoffs of your childhood favorites.
They're just blocks of colors running into other blocks of colors. Like,
yeah, that's what made it fun. It was just so simplistic, and I think the cool thing about this is
he said that's what made it fun
because it was really simplistic. Like, all right, you got to jump across the ledge. Like Pitfall, Jungle Hut.
Oh goodness, Delvin! No.
For its time, they were fun. Oh, and also this one has modern games on it.
Oh,
like
so
modern Atari games.
So it's got the new ones.
It has
like
the new ones.
Gotcha.
Yes,
okay, so that would be the. So that would be the reason. That would be the reason.
For $80, it's well worth it.
We still have folks going on the NES thing. We can talk about Tetris and Duck Hunt and Metroid.
I'm with you, John 32. I love the NES, but you got to remember, 1,000 games came out on it,
and 36 of them are good.
out of those 1,000, I'm gonna be a little bit more generous than Donnie. I'll probably say 150 of them are really good, and the rest are like just shovelware.
Not that many. Definitely not that many.
They also had like the Jesus game, like Noah's Ark.
What?
So like, of course, there's like Mega Man and Tetris, right? There's like. There's the Mario games, Mario 2.
Ninja Gaiden.
I want to Castlevania, right?
Castlevania was dope, yeah.
Right. So there's like good games, but when I think of it, I'm thinking of the games that was like hockey. Like it didn't even have a name. It just like was
tennis.
Like, right. It's like these are awful, man.
House.
Yeah. That's the majority of NES games. We only think of the good ones, right? Of course, we think of the good ones. We're like, this is incredible. But it's like, dude, there are hundreds of those other ones, though.
And then the worst part about it is it took you like 30 minutes to start to play the game because you had to act like it was a car with its battery dead. Blowing the cartridge, put it in, press the button. Oh, no, that didn't get it. Take the cartridge back out, blow it again, hit it. Oh, it's not working yet. You have to keep doing that for like 30 minutes. Nah.
And the funny thing is to own it. If anybody is like feeling defensive over me making fun of their NES, just one, take a number. Get behind Player One podcasts. I've been doing this for a long time. But two, here's the funniest thing is that most people say these exact same things about like my favorite stuff. Like going back to the PS1 or the Xbox or the N64 era. They're like, oh, we can't go back to those early 3D days. But a lot of people think that's the generation that's like the worst to revisit.
Mm-hmm.
They're like they like the Super Nintendo days when everything looked good, and that pixel art is very timeless and has lasting power.
That PS1 era, boy, them were some fugly games.
There were some games.
They don't hold up well at all. What
Right.
is this? This looks like a game you like see on a TV show, like a fake game.
I just opened up. This is IGN's top 100 NES games.
Oh, Zelda
number-
1.
The number 42 game is Clax.
Clax.
Okay, Delvin, I need
Yeah,
you to
that-
understand that this is how deep this roster goes.
Who wrote this list? That is a terrible number 41. I don't even like look.
Well,
I
there's
think-
not 40 games better than that.
Vaccinated is 36.
Yeah,
Guess what it beat out? Star Tropics. God, as a Nintendo podcaster, I'm so sick and tired of hearing
Jesus.
about Star
The
Tropics.
Legend of Star Tropics.
Oh my goodness.
I remember the commercials.
Snake Rattle and Roll. Is that your shit?
No.
28 Baseball Stars.
Oh,
So,
baseball
okay,
stars.
their
was
number
dope
1
as
is
shit.
probably Super Mario 3, right? Number 2 is
I think
probably
it's-
Zelda 1.
I think it's Zelda 1, 3, the other one.
Yeah.
What's
Baseball
number
stars
3?
was dope as shit. I will say that.
Was it?
Yes, it was basically like what you liked about NCAA football. You can like create your own rosters. You can make the whole rosters. It was
All
very
right.
customizable for its era. It was really good.
What's number 3?
I gotta scroll down to that. It was a Blaster Masters at 21.
Oh, wait, I like Blaster Master. That's actually one of the good ones.
With the 21 best game on the system, Blaster Master. If that's you're in not,
I
not
don't know
great
if I
company.
like this list.
I would
Right.
I would probably
This
put
list's
that
kinda
higher.
trash. I'm not
Yeah, I
gonna
would put
Mario
that higher.
3, Zelda, Mario 3 1, Zelda 2, Mario Bros 3, Mega Man 2, Castlevania 3, Metroid, Punch Out,
Okay.
Dragon Warrior.
Well, see, I
Dragon War's
feel like
good.
all of these games did it better on the Super Nintendo.
Correct.
Like there's
That
a
was my point from
better,
earlier.
you
Yeah,
know,
that's the whole thing. That's why
a
it's
better,
the Super
better
Nintendo.
Mario. There's a better Zelda. There's a
It's
better
the Super Zelda. It's the Super
there's a
Mario. It's the
better Punch
Super
Out.
NES.
Yes.
I wish we could just get the Super Switch and just call it like we'll just do the same that was called
They
today.
should.
Just make it
They should.
better.
Right. It's just the
That's
better Switch,
what I
the
want.
Super Switch.
That's what I want.
Bionic Commando and DuckTales. Your top 10 NES.
Both-
Okay,
Excellent
DuckTales.
games.
DuckTales is good.
Hmm.
Donnie,
DuckTales is good.
since you're looking at the list, did you see
I like
Bayou
Excite
Billy
Bike.
on there?
Like half of these. Let's see here.
Bayou Billy was an excellent NES game.
I have heard that, but I didn't know if
It's
it was
not on the
sarcasm.
list, but it's mentioned.
That should have been on the list.
My
It's
friend
mentioned-
was obsessed with Bayou Billy.
Number 47, Vice Project Doom. One of the most overlooked and underappreciated third-party game designs ever to hit the NES. You had driving levels featuring overhead viewpoint straight up of Spy Hunter. You had sniper shooting levels like those you might remember from the Adventures of Bayou Billy. But it did not. The game itself did not make the list.
Yeah. Bayou Billy was dope. Really good game. It's just all it is you're this guy from the bayou trying to save your girlfriend. It kind of has these like fighting levels like Double Dragon, and then it has a mix of like these car driving levels. And at the end, I remember the end of the game, after you save her, it like actually talks. Like it says like cut, like you're watching a movie. I'm like, this is pretty cool. I
Wow.
was like amazed that an NES game was talking.
They have Tecmo Super Bowl at 59.
Yeah, this list is trash.
This list is bad, isn't it? Yeah,
This
like
list is bad,
Tecmo
I'm not
Super
gonna
Bowl
lie.
is incredible.
Yeah,
It's
this
I
is
so
like
much
bad.
better than Blaster Master.
Well, Blaster Master is good, but I do like
Yeah.
I like
59.
59.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
too
behind the Adventures of Lolo,
Absolutely not.
Shadowgate,
Shadowgate's pretty good. But
Metal
I think
Storm,
I don't know what the fuck that is. That sounds made
See,
up.
here's the thing with these lists. Like, I
Fester's
guarantee you that
Quest.
people did not
Quest.
play them and ranked them based on vibes.
That's how you
There
get
were
clacks.
1,000 games. Who the fuck is playing 1,000 Nintendo games?
I don't even know what this is. What is clack? I'm making fun of it. Maybe it's like amazing.
Clax is a puzzle game, if I remember correctly. Something like that.
Lax. They
And
were
it's
all
better-
puzzle games. That's all
That's
there
true.
was.
They puzzle and side scrollers. and
Oh
stuff
shit!
Like that.
Is this like? No way! This was
Okay,
like Rock
Clax, okay.
Band. Is this like Rock Band?
I don't think so.
It looks like Rock Band.
No.
Are you looking at the same thing I'm looking at?
Yes.
Hardcore Gaming 101.
Huh.
It's not a rhythm game, I don't think.
It's got like I'm looking at a conveyor belt that's bringing things down that you press buttons at the bottom. I'm just looking at a photo.
You don't press buttons at the bottom. It looks like I'm looking at like a GIF. You like arrange them, like you move them as they're falling down.
Fuck.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Never mind.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
That's awful. Clack sucks.
Yeah, it's not a rhythm game.
Like all these things, Clack sucks. Hey, I have a Nintendo Mini. Proud member.
Okay.
Speaking of
have
the Nintendo
3.
Mini, did you see the screenshot I posted yesterday?
You're on Blue Sky now.
Listen, not even a week after I was like, I'm not going to do it. Not even a week.
We welcome you with open arms.
What did I say? I was like, as long as I'm not having any issues, I'm just going to stay. Because I didn't want to try to transition and move again.
They put the ban hammer down on you.
I got suspended.
It's because you were picking fights with people because you were.
It wasn't.
You talked about how you were like reposting people's art, and they were like,
"Well, that was
give them credit." And you were like, "F you, I'm not going to do that."
6 months ago, and I deleted all that, so that wasn't it. Here's what I think it was, or at least if I had to guess, I was suspended by account. Okay, so I wake up literally the next day. I wake up and it's like, your Threads account has been suspended. And I'm like, what? For what? And it says false identity. Somebody either here. So I like I do with all things in life. I go to Reddit and I type in Threads false identity. There are hundreds of threads of people being like, why the hell have I been flagged like this? So my best interpretation of what happened was either one of two things. Either somebody is like using the reporting system like maliciously, right? Because they don't like things that you're saying. And then you have to jump through all these hoops. Or it's Facebook's AI security policies or whatever.
Like just false flagging everybody.
False flagging people, yeah. But so I posted this. I made a post about the Wii U's anniversary. This is like all these anniversary. Apparently, this is like anniversary week for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Every day you
November,
wake up and it's like, yeah, exactly. So I posted one about the Wii U because I love the Wii U, right? And I had like 5 images. At one point, that thing had like, I was like living Rebecca's life. That thing had like 1,000 likes. Like Threads is like, your post has been seen by like 200,000 people. I was like, what the hell? So it was going viral. And then I wake up the next day and I've been turned off. And I think maybe somebody didn't like that post or something maybe. And maybe I got reported.
I know what happened. They looked at this shit like, this can't be done. He's too goddamn happy over here. This is clearly fraud. This is clearly a fake person.
So I was going to get my account back. Like there are steps. I look into the steps and it's like, you have to verify your email, verify your
license,
your phone number, upload your license.
Yep.
So we can prove your. I was like, oh, fuck off. I'm not doing all this for a social media system.
No.
Absolutely not.
And
I just like,
who you are.
I was like, y'all can keep it.
Yeah.
And
lick your phone so we can have your DNA. Yeah.
So I was like, I guess I'm going to try Blue Sky. So yeah, I'm over there. Anybody can follow me or do things there. I'll post for questions and stuff over there too.
Blue Sky is a much better place. Did you I sent you that thing how to mass block people. So like
100%. Thank you.
Anyone who has like Trump or Nazi or white supremacy or like Elon Musk type of bot posting, you just
turned all that
block
off.
them all.
And yeah, so I've been using that for a week. So thanks, Threads. People are like, Donnie, you did them. Like, really, not me. Threads did it. Like, just like I didn't. And if guess what, if Blue Sky pulls the same shit, I'll leave it too, because I'm not doing that.
No, this is the good one. This is where everyone's ending up.
I don't believe
so.
All of them are terrible.
So I posted some pictures yesterday in the Discord. I tagged you, Delvin. There was like 10 screenshots. Did you see those?
I saw those. Yeah, I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah,
looks cool.
I bought this. I bought a hard drive off AliExpress for Black Friday.
What?
It's a 12 terabyte hard drive of ROMs.
That is cool.
Would you get it for like $6 on AliExpress?
It was $90. And it has, me and Jack plugged it in yesterday. I've had it for like 3 days. We plugged it in and it has like every game ever.
Oh my God.
Like it's so illegal. I can play Animal Crossing New Horizons on it. Like it has every game ever. Like
what?
Every game ever. Like everything is there. all of it. It's
Oh
all
my
there.
God.
You think of the game.
You play it on your computer? What do you play it on?
Yeah, you plug it
Yeah.
into the PC, and it has like its own front end launcher. You launch it, and you can scroll. There's just like an endless scroll of systems and collections. It's insane. And if
Do me
anybody
a
wants to
favor,
see it, you can YouTube it. It's like all the YouTube people that do like portables. That's how I found about it.
What's it called?
Just
Ollie?
type in 12 terabyte game drive, and you'll see videos and stuff of it, and it's insane.
Look on that thing.
Retro
and tell
game?
me if
External
you see a G.I.
game?
Joe arcade game.
Play Night?
I've seen several G.I. Joe games.
You
It's not
get
Play
that.
Night.
See that.
It's like Hyperkin, I think. Hyperspin, maybe? Hyperspin?
Send me that ROM if you can
Send you the ROM?
of the G.I. Joe one. Yeah.
Which system?
I think it's the arcade game.
Because there's a collection on the thing of G.I. Joe game. Like there's a whole thing.
Well, just
You
send
just
me all
press
those
into it,
games.
and it's like, here's all the G.I. Joe games.
Just send me all those things, because I'm quite sure it's one of those.
I bought it not because I plan on playing it a whole lot. I honestly bought it as like a backup of ROMs. I was like, this is a great easy way of just having a ROM collection, right? Like as the world, as Nintendo wages war on emulation, I was like,
There's your game preservation.
right. It's like I did it. I made one purchase and it's done. Like it's right there.
And what
And
I'm
it's
seeing
legit.
is playing US plug 90
What?
80.
Are you
80,
on
70.
AliExpress?
Yeah. Just send me the
You
link.
didn't find it?
I'm not gonna buy it. I just want to see it.
I bet.
Do you want a video or do you want the
No, I just
listing?
want a listing.
She want the link. No reason.
I'm not
Gonna buy it, right?
I'm not gonna buy it.
Folks about to get reported.
No, don't put it in chat. Oh my god.
Well, it's too late.
Ah,
Oh,
wait, you said it was $90.
It was. That's what you may send you my receipt.
Whoa.
That's what I
You know
paid for
what?
it.
Not
Donnie might have fucked up. So talk about this thing now. Everybody's about like, oh, the price is going up, baby. I know how that shit works.
That's wild.
I believe 100% that's what happened. They're like, all right, a lot of people
Let's
are buying
get a
this.
couple people in.
Probably every time someone buys it, it probably goes up a little.
Yeah.
There's YouTubers, like I'm not the only one. There's people who make whole YouTube videos about this thing.
3 stars. Jeez, this is like the sketchiest thing. You're probably getting some crazy virus on your computer.
68. That's fine. We can take a little virus.
I'll take it for the
I
would not
70,000
I would
ROMs
not
I got.
plug that into my main computer.
Just a little computer syphilis. It's okay. It'll clear up in a couple of days.
That's like 360 games, PS3 game. Like it's insane.
That's
Having
amazing.
fun.
I'm like,
I'm glad you're
like I
having
said,
fun.
Having fun with it. My dumbass. This is every time I do this on any portable, any handheld, every PC. I do all this stuff. I configure all these emulators, I got all these ROMs. I put Wind Waker and Mario on it, and I never play them. You know what I play? Game Breaker 99. NCAA
right.
Football 06. Like I play the dumbest shit on these emulation devices. I'm like, you know what I want to play?
Right.
Madden 6. And Madden
Yeah.
6 was the shit though.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Play some Dreamcast shit. NBA 2K3. You know, I don't actually play any of these games
what
that
you
people
intend
care
to play,
preserve.
yeah.
Right, yeah. It's like I just want the comfort that they're there
Yeah.
while I just fuck around with this other shit.
While he plays the game that you can go get in the 99-cent bin.
Right, Spy Hunter. Clacks. It's time to get Clacks going. Oh, the whole reason why this even came up. There's a collection, right? And you go through, you scroll through the menu, and they have like systems and collections. So like Street Fighter collection, football collection. There's a collection called the NES Mini, and it has the dolls
All
up,
of them.
and it's
Oh
just
my
the Mini.
God.
It's the system, but in the hard drive.
That's hilarious.
And you play with your Xbox controller, play with your DualShock. It's good stuff.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
That's perfect.
I'm curious how much you end up like opening it up and playing with it, playing the games on there. Like
Not nearly enough.
Not
Guaranteed. Yeah, not a lot. Because
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, even like it's got all the 64 game. I have all the 64 games. Like I have this thing that I bought for my EverDrive for my 64 complete ROM collection.
Mhm.
I never if I want to play Wind Waker, I'll play it on the Wii U or the Ally. Right. Like I
Mhm.
have other things to do these things with. So
Mhm.
not nearly enough.
Donnie, I got this yesterday. Don't you have one of these or something
do.
like it? Is
Yep,
it the same one, the
100%.
Scuff?
No,
Nomad Scuff?
I got
Scuff's a
this
good brand.
one, which is the backbone for the iPhone.
Oh
They
yeah.
look exactly the same.
Well,
And
I was
then
at Best Buy yesterday because Josh had to
Also
get
have
something.
this one, and this is the Razer Edge tablet in the Razer Kishi controllers.
How much? Do you remember how much you paid for yours?
The Edge.
Either one.
So this all came together, tablet and everything. I paid $150 for.
Oh no, just you put the ones that
The backbone controller I bought
your
used
phone
on eBay for like $20.
Oh, okay. Because this we were at Best Buy for something else and I saw it and I'm like, I kind of want it because like the Delta games on my phone, like
Sure.
I could just use a Bluetooth controller, but like this is like just like it's a handheld, right? You just
Yep.
put your phone
Does
in
it plug in or is it Bluetooth?
It's Bluetooth.
I like that. That's nice.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to plug because then you can keep your case on it and like me and Josh, we have different sized phones and we can both, play it.
Any idea if it does any idea if you can put a tablet in it? Like does it it's very rare that you can find one of those that can like fit like an iPad mini.
It goes this big, so
That's
I don't know how
not.
big an iPad
Probably
is.
not.
I don't think so. It says iPhone compatible, but I tried it yesterday and it is pretty good. You can like remap the buttons and stuff. Because I wanted it for my Delta. It was on sale on Amazon for $60, and so Best Buy price matched it. So yeah, hopefully we play it.
Very nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, because I usually don't like playing games on my phone.
Same.
But I do like the Delta emulator. I want to be playing games on there.
It's my old phone. I have a whole phone dedicated to mobile gaming. That it doesn't have service, so it doesn't.
That's
get text
smart
message,
because then you can still like if you need to
Yep.
use your phone for something else, you can still because that's my problem.
That's
but
all
I like
I
this
was like,
because
no phone calls, no nothing.
It's very easy to just like still use the like to take it out of the case. Like I don't even have to take the case off of this. Like I can take it in and out of the grip.
Look at the people. What the hell, Donnie?
They're so.
As I just pick up are they mad about the drive? I thought it was the multiple handhelds I just grabbed.
No. I think he was saying what the hell about posting the AliExpress link.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, stop snitching, y'all.
I'm trying to spread the good word. I'm trying to help you people.
Yeah.
Wait, Yarna just ordered this yesterday? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
I like it. It's originally $100. Well, she rang
he
it
might
up.
be talking about my ROM collection because he was asking about the 64, and I told him about this. He might have got both.
What did you order yesterday?
Yarn, join the show.
The N64 card. Yeah. No, because I saw $60 online. I'm like, oh, like yeah, that's a good price. I'll go get it. And then I went up to the register, and she's like, it's $100, and I'm like, no. But then they were able to price match it on Amazon for $60. I think that was the sweet spot.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I wouldn't do it for.
That's
$100.
really cool. You should jump into some of the Apple Arcade stuff.
Well, I am interested in Apple Arcade. I just don't want another subscription fee. I pay way too many.
Go to Best Buy and look it up like I did this week. They will give you a 4-month subscription for free, and you can try it for 4 months.
That's perfect.
Okay, I might have already did that, but I'll see.
Do it again.
It says for new and returning. Like I did it, and I just did it again.
Okay.
So one of the games I'm going to talk about this week is Balatro because I've played it.
Oh yeah. Tell us about it. Because I wanted to do Hello Kitty Island Adventure, but then I didn't want to get addicted to it and then have to keep paying for it. And it's eventually going to come to the Switch, so now I'm just waiting.
There you go.
So tell us about Balatro.
So I wanted to play. We talked about last week. We were talking about all the Game of the Year stuff, and I was like, I got to play this Balatro and check out what it's about. And D-Life was like, you play it on Apple Arcade? And I went up and found the Best Buy subscription, and I had 4 free months to Apple Arcade, and I put it on my phone, and I played it for about 2 hours, and then I turned it off and uninstalled it. It's fine. No. It's like I get it. I get the game. It's cool. It's poker. It reminds me, it's like a modern version of like the Tiger Electronics poker games that we had like back in the 90s. Like I get it. It's cool. It's got like all this different rogue elements and stuff into it. I'm not trying to lessen it or anything, but I will just openly admit, again, everybody's entitled to their own opinions. Please don't hate me. I think it's crazy that people are like, this is the game of the year. Like
There
I
must
really,
be
really
something
do.
that you are not that's not clicking with you.
It's the
that's clicking
addictiveness.
with
There
everyone
is an
else.
addictive thing there, and that's why I turned it off, because I was like, I don't want to just
Yeah.
endlessly be addicted to that. I don't want to play it. But that, I think that's it, is that there is a loop there that's very satisfying to keep running and to try and see how far you can go. And as you like build your deck out and insert all these different cards and power-ups on your way, it's just, I'm not all that interested in playing like to be honest with you, a mobile card game. You know, it's like it'd be like if somebody was like on your PC, they're like, I made a roguelike for Windows Solitaire. And you're like fucking can't wait to play it. You know, it's like, no, I actually can.
I can wait.
Yeah. So I played it. I got my taste of it. I let it see. Yarden says, let it consume you. So I definitely felt that. There were the times where I was like, oh, I see what this is. And then to me, that's like, turn this off. like I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. But yeah, it's a good game. It's a good game. I think it's crazy that it is not crazy, because like they do this every year, like with quote unquote the Game Awards, where they're always like a pick, like an indie or a mobile pick, just to like have them included.
Everybody gets behind.
Yeah, but you can't deny that this hasn't taken people by, like, it hasn't taken over by storm. Like, a lot of people are like still super duper into this.
Sure. Yeah. So well, then there's argument of is it a popularity contest or, you know, a critical reception? Right? Like, is it the best thing about it? It's just a lot of people like it. So then, like, why doesn't Fortnite win all the time?
Because it didn't come out this year.
It didn't win the year it came out either, though. Like we talked about.
Well, I don't think it was as big as it is now.
Right.
Back then,
Yeah.
The first year it wasn't.
Anyway, so I played it. I liked it. It was okay, but not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. I'm not going to sit there and play that.
Okay.
I do have other things that are my cups of tea if you'd like to hear about them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I bought some eShop credit and just went and stashed a bunch of games that I've been waiting to play. And so I've got 5 or 6 new Switch games that I'll talk about this week and next week. And I've beaten 2 this week because I've been playing almost exclusively on my Switch. The first one is Iron Meat. This is that game I talked to you guys about when the demo came out. It's Contra, but Doom.
Good Contra.
It's good Contra, and it's all metal and gross. And you're going to chew through these monsters and cut them in half with guns and shit. And I beat the game, and it was awesome. And it's super fun. It's got a great soundtrack, and it's just a really cool little game. If anybody's looking for like an indie-ish, just a Contra, an action, a shooter, something like that on your Switch, I can't recommend more. I liked it a lot. And then I started playing Neva from Nomada Studios.
Yeah.
This is the game from the people that made Gree, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, agree.
Well, here's the thing. I am 100% sure that I saw an interview back when Gree came out that told me that it was pronounced Gree.
It is Gree.
And then every time I see the developers talk about it, they call it Gris.
Well, they're wrong.
So I don't know. This is their new game. It came out when I was playing Echoes, which is why I didn't buy it when it came out. I've been wanting this game for a long time because I loved Gris. I loved
Gree. It means gray. It's literally the point of the game. You turn a gray world into color. It's green.
I'm with you, but why did they say it?
Because they're wrong. They're
the
wrong.
developers.
Yes.
Okay, Gree. So I've really wanted this game. I've been very interested in it, and then I finally got it, and it's my game of the year.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
Okay, maybe I need to get it before the end of the year then.
On so many fronts. So one, honestly, it feels like low-hanging fruit to even say it, but to dismiss it is overly dismissive of how beautiful the game is. Like, just like Gree, yeah, the game's art style is fucking amazing, and it's so much more than Gree was in that regard. It's not it's like Gree had like that watercolory sketch look, right? Whereas this is more, I would say, minimal, but way more vibrant. There were times when I'm playing this on my OLED, and you can't even see. It's like so bright. I'm being blinded by the screen colors. but then there's also these really, really dark places the game goes that are almost like hellscapes in really dark, like in just darkness and like brooding
that.
red and so on. It's really good.
I love
And then
that.
there's like these mysterious mystique things. This game has combat, which is something Greed did not have, and that does a lot for me. And from a gameplay design,
I think Green needed something like that.
Yeah, me too. There's enemies, and they all have different patterns and different things you have to do to fight them. And you have like this Hollow Knight kind of slash mechanic where you slash, pop, and you can like roll and dodge. So it adds these combat elements in addition to the gameplay. I haven't really thought down or wrote down any thoughts. The platforming in this game, I was actually searching for the word. Like I was in my head, I was like, what is it like? I was thinking, I was like novel, like genius, like super. And the word that I really come to is clever. The platforming in this game isn't super hard. It's not hard. Nobody should be like scared to try it. But this game does things with platforming that I don't think I've done in other games. And I'm like, oh, this is just very like, I was like ingenious. It's very clever. Like it's almost witty. It's like the little concepts, little mechanics that they play with the platforming is really cool. Like there's several platforming sections where like the screen is mirrored and you have to play like in the mirror because you can't see the platforms in your view. So you're almost platforming like kind of in reverse. And just like a lot of different stuff like that, like little, there's not a lot. They don't do like long sections of it. They're like these little bits and pieces that just add a little complexity, little layers on top of the platforming that make this game really, really good. Because of that combat and the platforming, the boss fights are very memorable. It has like full blown boss fights, which are really good. And
sounds like it's even better than Gree.
I think so. And I don't say that lightly, as I loved that game when it came out, which made me think, Rebecca, it's been 6 years since Gree came out. Like it doesn't seem like it's been that long.
Wow.
But it has. And when this game came out, I loved it. I thought it was one of the most beautiful things I'd ever seen. And I think for me, I think this game surpasses that game at every turn, except for maybe like emotionally, even though this story is very emotional. It's just a different story.
Should I play it on Steam or Switch?
I played it on Switch and had no problems. The story of the game and the characters of the game are the heart of it, the charm. So Neva is the wolf, the pup, and the story of the game, I won't spoil it, but the general theme is like, I want to say it's like life, like seasons of life, and like especially from like a parent perspective, like a parent child, guardian child type of thing. And Neva, as you progress and grow, Neva's abilities grow, and you have new combat abilities, new platforming ability, new things that Neva can do for you. And you got to walk through that. I want to pull like a Last of Us thread where the game hooks you immediately because you have to take care of this. Like it's that human, I don't even say human, it's that nature level to take care of something that's in need. Right. So that hooks you immediately. You're like, I have to take care of this pup. Like that's human. That's even animals do that, right? Like you're not just going to leave it on its own. But as it grows out and develops, it like almost rebelliously wants to like run ahead and do things on its own, right? And you go through that journey with it. And that is kind of the story of the game.
I like that.
It's very good. This is the most I felt like a game like this. So the reason this is my game of the year is because I think in so many facets of the game, it's excellent. This is missing in my year. This is it. Like this has been missing. It's been a great year. I've liked this year a lot. I haven't had that game though. That Cult of the Lamb, that Death's Door,
the indie of the year for you. Yeah.
Like my indie of the year was like Cat's Quest, maybe World's like what is it? New Star GP, like Grand Prix, the racing game. That was probably my indie of the year until now. And like this game, I hate when I get into these things because I feel like I sound, I don't have the right word. I should have thought this out. When I start venturing into like propping up a game because it's art, it feels very like I feel very up my own ass. like it's a very fucking like elitist
No,
type
I
of way
don't
of
think that's
describing
true at
something.
all. That is not, no.
This game, I've always contended, I think video games are the ultimate form of art. It literally is like the blending of various art forms into one output. Not every video game is that, right? But the process of making video games is that. And then there are games that do like kind of transcend that and like they become more. To me, I think this is now my example of that across the board. Like Neva is the game that I'm like, no, you need to play it because you have the gameplay elements, you have these beautiful visuals, you have this really touching story. The music. Now, you know me, I'm not one to like care about the Game Awards. I don't watch it. I think the whole thing is a sham, and I've been saying that for years.
Well,
I
that's all
think
these
it's
Game Awards.
criminal that the soundtrack for this game wasn't included. It's criminal. Like it's
I
it's
just saw you post that it's your favorite soundtrack.
the soundtrack,
It's a 10
and it's
out
not
of 10.
it's not just the music, which I have been listening while I'm at work, so I'm enjoying the music on its own. But like any good game music, the music builds with the gameplay and the tension of the story and the moments to make you remember the moments of the game. When I'm listening to the music, I know where I was. Like it's imprinted, it's left an impression on me that sticks with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel that way when I listen to like the Last of Us soundtrack and I hear certain songs, I see certain scenes, I remember where these things came from. You know, it's not just good music. Like it's more like the combination of these factors together make it more than just it by itself. And this is the most like Ori feeling I felt about a game since Ori, I think.
Sorry, yeah. Wow,
Like
that's
that's
high
really
praise.
the vibes, it's the feeling that I'm getting. And I loved it. I couldn't stop playing it the moment I started it. I played it over 2 days. And it's just really, really good. Like it has like the animation is almost like Ghibli like. It's very different than Gree.
Mm-hmm.
It's very beautiful. And like I said, the platforming felt very inventive and clever. The combat adds a lot more gameplay. Like Gree was great and I loved it. And I'm not trying to just to lessen it in any way. But Gree was a very like a passive experience as a game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you're just kind of progressing the screen along.
It was more of like you were just experiencing the story and the journey.
Yeah, it's like
very
a narrative adventure.
passive gameplay. Yeah.
This is a game. Like, and there is a mode where you can turn off if you die. But even if you die, you just start right back where. So like I didn't. And playing it that way, like this is a game. Like I felt tension on the sticks at times. Again, not that I would say it's hard, but like you will be challenged at times.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple moments where like I didn't quite know what to do and I had to like kind of like figure it out. Like the game didn't really tell me how to proceed a whole lot better. I do have one major gripe about the game, and that's that you can't turn off film grain. And I thought the film grain was obtrusive at times, especially in the dart sections. It looked like
I
my
like that.
screen was
I like it.
flickering at a time. It almost looks like I was like, is it intentional? Like almost like a filter was on the screen. I was like, is this by design? But yeah, the story is very emotional. Rebecca will probably cry. But also like very uplifting and endearing, like let's say very human, like a very normal thing that like you'll get into. And I think the people that liked games, like if you liked The Last of Us, if you liked The Walking Dead, and you hear about those stories, and a lot of times people will start off, they'll talk about those games and they'll say like, as a parent, you know, like if you're one of those folks and you like that experience and you do have children, then I think Neva is a great game choice. I think you'll like it too for those same reasons. There's a lot of very similar threads being woven through those sort of experiences with this game. And yeah, I don't know what else I can say about it. For all of those reasons, I loved it and etched it on my list. It is my game of the year.
That's great.
Wow.
That is because it's on my backlogged to play. It just was not a priority. So I'm gonna bump that up, I think.
So when there's a physical, I'll absolutely be buying a physical copy. So
that's dope. Need to try this.
I'll get
How
it
long
on
is the
Switch
game?
too.
Yarden says Belatra is a
I saw that.
That's a Yarden ass quote.
Yeah, there is, having now played it, and obviously my opinion on it is going to probably higher than most, but having now played it and you start seeing these categories come across in tweets and posts and threads, and it's just like, this fucking thing is criminal, man. Like, they do this every year. It's really good.
You shouldn't be surprised by it, though.
I want other people to play
I
it.
want to hear the answer to Delvin's question. He asked, how long is it?
Oh, 4 hours.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's not long at all. You could beat it in one go if you want to.
Okay. Might play it today then.
Josh is doing cable management in the other room, and I don't know if you saw that, all the lights just like majorly flickered. So if I disappear, then he pushed the wrong button. Yeah. No, my landlord has been in here. He's fixing the fan in the bathroom, and he's not an electrician. He has no idea what he's doing. It's horrible.
So why is he in there doing it?
Because he's
cheap.
a do-it-yourself attitude.
His cheap ass. Get somebody. Oh my God.
It's actually my landlord's father. It's not my landlord. It's his father. My landlord's always just like, spend the money, do it right, hire someone, and the dad's like, no, this is gonna be easy. And then he's in there for 2 hours, and he's like, I can't do this. Yeah. But wait, I have another idea. I'll come back and try this next week.
Yeah. That back fan's gonna turn on, and your TV's gonna cut off.
Well, here's what happened, Delvin. He was in the breaker box, like turning off and then he couldn't get the bathroom light back on, and so he's like going like this with it. And we're like, oh my God. And then he left, and Josh went to go turn on his computer, and his PC would not turn on.
This is great. Like, replacing a fan is very simple.
It's seriously.
You're literally unscrewing it and capping you just get like a cap and twist the wires together, and you're done.
Yeah. And the wires are colored so you can see what goes where.
So luckily it was only it fried the power source on his PC. Thank God it was only that. We had to go to Best Buy, get $160 power supply.
You need to go to the landlord and get a check.
Yeah.
Like you broke my fucking power supply.
Goddamn Tim the Two-Man Taylor working on your house.
It was almost ugly.
Buddy.
It was almost really ugly. Yeah. If it was more than just the power supply. But now he's doing cable management, so
power supply is like $60. Give my goddamn money, landlord.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's it.
Anyone else playing anything?
No.
That's no?
Do I even like video games? I'm not even sure.
I do, but apparently I like podcasting more. Talking about
that's for sure. That was never up for
the video game.
That was never up for debate, Delvin. That's always been the case. Yeah. We've known that about you for years.
Talking about games, collecting games, and playing games are 3 different hobbies.
Correct.
100%. Buying games is a completely different hobby.
Also, game controllers. Because those are dope. Collecting controllers, but never using them.
Yeah.
I bought so many games this week. I bought like 12 games this week.
I bought like 8.
I started playing one called Farewell North. I only played like 20 minutes of it. It's on Steam.
How
I don't
does
know
she find these things?
Well, I actually saw this on TikTok because you play as a border collie in the Scottish Highlands.
Of course.
And it's kind of like a 3D degree almost, because like you're restoring color to the world in the Scottish Highlands, and there's like Gaelic language, and it's like very cultural.
Didn't I review this?
Did you?
What is it called?
Farewell North.
I'm looking this up. This sounds familiar.
Like you play as the dog.
No, this is not what I was thinking about.
You restore color to the world.
We reviewed a game like last year or the year before, where it was very similar. You played like this Scottish or Irish like folktale, and you jumped across these landscapes, and like there was the foreground and the background and all that stuff.
Yeah, this is a little different.
Okay.
But yeah, I only played about 20 minutes so far. It's very cute, very nice controls. I think it's another one of those just kind of passive, like you go through it and experience the story type of game. I'll come back to that. I just wasn't feeling it that particular night, but I wanna get into it. And then me and Josh started an Animal Crossing Wild World town on our 3DSs. So we're gonna play a little bit each night, and then visit each other and exchange our town fruit. And just like I have played a little bit of the older Animal Crossing games, but the only ones that I've ever played a lot of are New Leaf and New Horizons, where like you are the mayor, you play God, you have control over the decisions of the town. The older games are a lot more passive, where like you just are a villager and like you just live there and it's day to day and like you don't have a lot of say, and it's just a lot more like passive and peaceful and you just you go with the flow.
Live your life.
Yeah, so like
cozy
20 minutes a day, a night. We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna be okay with that, because I feel like I want to in Animal Crossing. I want to have control. I want to kick out the villagers I hate. I want to hold on to the villagers I love. I want to be in charge of where this house goes, but that's not the way it is, and I think this will be good for me.
Animal Crossing's teaching Rebecca to coexist with those neighbors that she doesn't like so much.
Yeah.
So that's it for me.
Delvin?
I haven't played anything. I've been recording podcasts all week.
Still doing Outlaws? That's it?
Yeah. Still enjoying Outlaws. Outlaws is dope. Especially since they done got rid of that damn restriction
The
on
stealth.
you, like the stealth. Just shoot. Even better. They done got rid of all the problems I've had with it. They seem like they fixed. Like you can carry your gun now. Like
I love they just changed the entire like vision of the game.
Yeah,
they're like, well, a lot of players don't like this. They're like, take it out.
Take it out. I'm glad. Stand on, do it. Hey, you don't like it? Well, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Wow.
What stealth missions?
What stealth? Yeah. Like it's a stealth game. It was a stealth game.
It was a stealth game. Not anymore. Yeah, I'm having fun with it. I'm playing it now. Like this is still great. You can pick up weapons now. You can carry them with you. Like, oh yeah, this is good. I like it. It's fun.
Cool. All right, ready to move on?
Yes.
All right, so housekeeping. This is one of our last two shows of the year. Next week's show on the 30th, with the last Nintendo Shack proper recorded for 2024. So we take off December for our December break. We will have our 2024 recap show. It will come out on Monday, December 9th. So thank you for tuning in live this week. Thanks for coming. We got one more of these, and then that's a wrap. All right. In Nintendo news, Life is Strange Double Exposure dropped this week. Kind of like a shadow drop, right? They're like, and it's out tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, for Switch. And it's only available digitally right now. Physical copies come out in January 28th.
I'm curious how it will how it runs on the Switch.
I am too.
I haven't seen any buzz about it.
I didn't look at it.
I like Double Exposure. All the haters out there, I really enjoyed it.
Just
Shake it off. We talk too much. Like we're together too much, Delvin.
Yeah.
Jared, I will ban you.
Thursday, the 21st, marked the 10-year anniversary of Amiibo. Wow. In that time, Nintendo has released over 200 unique Amiibo figures. And if you count the Animal Crossing cards, over 800 Amiibo in total have been released in that time span. So Gags writes, is Amiibo officially dead?
I'm shocked that they didn't do an Echoes of Wisdom Amiibo.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Because there is still Amiibo functionality in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little sad that they didn't do a Amiibo figure of her.
Somebody should make one.
Yeah.
Make a custom one.
My only logic to that is it seems like they've really cut down the production of Amiibo. Like the Amiibo from announcement to release are getting really long in between. Like for the Smash figures there for a while, they're like, here's a new DLC character. And we'll have the Amiibo at like 2 years from now.
Yeah.
It'll be out next year. Like
I
what?
think the last Amiibo were for Splatoon 3 in September for the Final Fest.
So like I think that whoever they had
4 new ones, I think.
whomever they had producing these, maybe over the years they've cut that back. So to like build scale, to build like inventory, they probably take some time. So maybe they were like, we're just not going to do it for Tears of the Kingdom.
Maybe
the cost went up.
Well, they have I think like when they came out, weren't they like $10?
But there were Tears of the Kingdom Amiibo, but there weren't Echoes of Wisdom. Is that what you meant?
I'm sorry. Yeah. I meant Echoes of Wisdom. They were like $10 when they came out, right?
Something like
I
that.
think so. Something like
And
that.
now they're like $16.
Maybe 12. They might have been $11.99.
I think that's right. And now they're like $16.99.
I think so.
Like they've also gone up in price.
The cost of
They've also
making it
gotten
went
better
up.
in quality, though, to be fair. Like, if you
That's
look
true.
at some of the early Amiibo, like, some of them are ugly.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
And now they're, like, quite detailed and, like, very nicely painted.
I don't think Amiibo are dead. I think there's a ripe opportunity here for Nintendo to pivot on Amiibo and make them something else. If you look at, I mean, I've said it for a long time, and now if you look at like Pokemon, the card game Pocket, why don't we have a mobile app to collect Amiibo that you can use with games and scan your phone or some shit? I don't understand. But I think there's a nice and an easy way of making a virtual Amiibo something for Switch 2 and then Nintendo Switch Online or Nintendo Switch Online. Could you imagine if you subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online and every month you got an Amiibo
That'd be
or
cool.
something?
Yeah. Like a digital Amiibo?
Yeah. There's something there. There's easily something there that could be pretty fun for people if Nintendo chose to go that way. But I don't think Amiibo are dead because this has had to be a very profitable endeavor for Nintendo for the last 10 years.
Yeah, for them to do so many of them.
Yeah, that Toys to Life craze was all the rage. And even when it went away, Amiibo's still there, kept pumping them out. So I don't think Nintendo loves selling plastic and toys.
What if they're just waiting for the Switch 2 to bring out new models of Amiibos? Like they add some more functionality to it. I'm like, hey, here's the updated version of it.
A new Smash and a new cart is an opportunity to do something new if you wanted to. Could you imagine like a Mario Kart Amiibo?
Yeah.
With carts and everything?
That'd be
That
cool.
would be really cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't say that I think it's officially dead. Not yet.
Yeah.
It might be, but maybe not yet. I would like to see more inclusion of Amiibo in games. I would like to see them use. That's really been dying off for some time now. They've really trailed off on what Amiibo even do anymore.
Now they're just more like statues now.
Yeah, and now they literally are just selling toys. Yeah. They don't really do anything in games anymore.
Well, in Echoes of Wisdom, the older Zelda Amiibo would unlock the like cosmetics, like different costumes.
Yeah.
In Splatoon, they unlock costumes. Like, and I feel like that's a good use for them because, like, I feel like nobody wants like a game mode tied behind Amiibo or like a difficulty mode tied behind Amiibo.
Sure.
Like, that's like kind of wrong.
I want the cosmetics. I just want the cosmetics to be more consequential.
Yeah.
Like in Splatoon, when I scan a Zelda Amiibo, I want like a Zelda
costume. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Not just a costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So there's definitely stuff to do. Also, outside of my whole idea for digital, which I still think is like would be great, they could also like rethink how they do Amiibo. Like I have Amiibo cards and I have Amiibo chips I've talked about for years. Like they could maybe come out with a better way of selling Amiibo that's like cheaper or maybe not the toys or something. I don't know if they would, but they could. Did you guys ever get your cereal Amiibo?
No, I did not.
The what?
From the Mario cereal?
No.
I have that box. I still have that box.
There's one thing Nintendo likes to do, and it's to sell cardboard to you.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good at it. Nintendo at the Game Awards. So last Monday, the Game Awards came out with all their nominees and everything. I went through and picked up what I think are the Nintendo-centric ones. So Nintendo was not nominated in the Game of the Year category at all this year. So as we talked about last week, Echoes did not make the cut. And neither did anything else if you thought it was going to be there. Echoes of Wisdom was nominated in Best Action Game and Family Game categories. Princess Peach, Mario Party, and Echoes were nominated for Best Family Game. Super Mario Party Jamboree was also nominated for Best Multiplayer Game in the category that features Warhammer, Helldivers, Call of Duty, and Tekken.
Wow.
So the multiplayer game of the year
right.
candidates are Warhammer, Helldivers, Call of Duty, Tekken, and Super Mario Party.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
And then Metroid Prime 4 was nominated for Most Anticipated Game.
It's
So-
not going to win because GTA is on
gonna
most
say,
anticipated.
Yeah, correct. GTA is there.
There's a chance that Nintendo only wins one category. Best family game.
There's a chance they don't win that one.
Yeah, that's also a good point.
Astro's in that category.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Nintendo's going home with very little this year. And that's like, it's not because they had a bad year. It's because this was a really good year.
Hmm. Well, that's interesting. I've seen a lot of people talk about how bad of a year it's been since.
Well,
the
they
nominees
are
came out.
wrong. They're wrong.
I agree with you. But it's funny. It's just funny to the contrast because I think since these awards came out, I've seen several YouTubers talking about how terrible of a year it was.
Well,
It's because of the whole they added a DLC. Right, it's like DLC can win a game of the year now, so everybody thinks Shadow of the
For
Earth Tree is
Elden
going to
Ring.
win. Yeah, so they're thinking like that. That's why the year sucks because the DLC is going to win game of the year.
Oh,
I feel like I have less of a problem with that than most people. Like people are really pissed off about that, but I don't know what that DLC is like, but I think that there are DLCs and expansions that are the content of a full game where it has like its own campaign and its own if it's substantial enough, I don't have a problem with that.
Yarden
one
wants to
thing-
know who's going to win.
I don't know.
I want Astrobot to win.
Astra's the only one that I've played, so that's an easy one for me.
I think Final Fantasy might win.
I think Metaphor's going to win.
Elden Ring.
You're going with the
People would be mad.
well. There's a whole reason. It's like why change the rules if it's not going to win? There's like a theory there
Yeah.
because
Elden
you
Ring.
could have just not included it. You could have included like literally a half dozen other games.
My thing is this. You can't get too riled up about like not even Game Awards, just award shows in general.
Sure.
They're all just marketing scams to just get
I think
you
what
out
it comes
there.
back from is
Yeah.
Geoff's struggle or his push to make it seem like the only Game Awards.
Yeah.
Right. The fact that he calls it the Game Award, not like
Mhm.
Keighley's or a sponsor. Like everybody has their Game Awards, but it's
Yeah.
IGN's Game of the Year, GameStop's like his thing. He's really putting a flag in is like, this is the one ring to rule them all. And I
Yeah.
think that's the issue that I think
Yeah.
that's why people get riled up about it.
Yeah, I'd be like, I don't care. Like what you
Yeah, it should be Geoff Keighley's the Game Awards.
I get why he does it because it's marketing.
He wants it to
Yeah.
be the
He
one.
wants it to be. Yeah, he wants
Why
to be the
wouldn't you?
Oscars.
So when people say the Game Awards, that's what you think about it.
He wants it to be the only thing that matters.
Yes.
Right.
Which is
you know,
fine.
like if IGN says Echoes of Wisdom is Game of the Year, he's like, yeah, but it doesn't matter because it's not Game of the Year.
It's not
Mhm.
Game of the Year. Yeah.
Correct.
I don't feed into that stuff. I just like what I like, and if you don't like it, who cares?
Mhm.
I hold more. I like developers getting praise for the work they do, but I also know that it's a marketing and it's also a business, and I know that sometimes business get in the way with marketing. Simple as that.
Hey, you
That's
want
why you see
you want the real Game Awards? We celebrate. Go to the Game Developers Conference.
Yeah.
Like they're the GDC. That's where they actually hand out the Game Awards.
That's why you see Kojima out there almost every year in the Game Awards.
I'm with you, Delvin, but we've done this
Yeah.
for years, and my whole thing is pointing out the chinks in the armor of the process of the things, the inclusions of the candidates. You can just tell, like you said it, the marketing thing. Every year you can tell that like there are consolation prizes handed out. There are representation for certain reasons, so that's the only thing. It's kind of a sham. Now it could be entertaining. They also announce games, so like
that's why people watch it.
Of course. Nobody
give a fuck about these awards.
nobody really cares about the trophies.
They want to see the announcements.
Like, what are you going to
100%.
show us that we can buy next year
100%.
or now?
So, let's see here. Oh, there's a Switch 2 rumor that's worth talking about. There's one every day, but I thought this one was actually worth mentioning. So we talked about in the past that there are these folks on Fama boards that are tracking like component orders to and from these different manufacturers that build things for Nintendo. That's how we learned about like N64 controllers and joysticks, how we learned about the Switch and the battery and the screen and all that. So they're saying that based on recent shipments, that it looks like Nintendo is readying production for Switch 2 at a rate that is 2 or 3 times that was ordered when the Switch was being built.
Or the PS4.
So there were numbers. I didn't write them down, but I want to say the numbers were like, I think it was like 4 or 5 million for the Switch at launch. And now like you could be like twice that, 10, 12, more than that or something like that.
Wow.
So it's like a lot. They're looking.
They want to make sure they get it into the hands of everybody.
Yeah. They're trying to meet demand day one. So that's good news. Yeah. So we'll see how that rumor turns out. If we all can't get one, then that'll be we'll know that rumor was shit.
They were lying.
Best Black Friday deals. Batman Trilogy is $19 at Best Buy. I definitely copped that deal. I have Batman now on Switch, and I played a little bit of Arkham City, and it runs great on Switch. Fantastic. So, Tears of the Kingdom is $30 at Walmart on the 25th.
That's a really good price.
That's a good deal. Like,
Yeah,
shout that one out. That's a good deal. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is available right now for $17.
Also a really good price.
Physically.
Yeah.
There's a ton of eShop deals. I think everything Square has on Switch is on sale. It's like every Final Fantasy, all the Square stuff is on sale. So, and any of that. 1995's Donkey Kong Land for Game Boy has been added to Nintendo Switch Online. The crowd goes
mild.
Atari has announced that they're bringing Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic to Switch on December 5th.
That's cool.
This is kind of like not a remake, but like a definitive version of Roller Coaster Tycoon and 1 and 2.
The one Atari game worth playing.
That's
How dare you slander Dig Dug like
that? I forgot to mention last week, but last week I think we were on talking a conversation or something. And I didn't even mention that the GTA trilogy have just received a gigantic patch, a huge patch that fixes the games. Like, I've been playing them. They play great now. They look great. So a big part of this patch was they brought over the classic lighting system from the originals to those remakes to make them look more like they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
This was something that the mobile games had from launch.
Really?
So there was a period, Rebecca, where I was talking about this last year, where I was like, the definitive edition of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy is on mobile. Like it's better. Like the Netflix version of this game
That's
is
bad.
better than the PS5 version of the game.
That is bad.
The performance, though, is also fixed now. It's totally playable on Switch. It's not skipping and chunking and stuff like it used to. I was driving around the other day for like an hour. Like, it's fine. It's at 30 frames. It's smooth. You can totally play it now. It's also on sale. I think it's half off right now. You have $30. That's $10 a game. So I'd pick it up if any of the performance or the patches or anything scared you off. And I should mention, Rockstar fixed it. So this game was ported out to a development studio called Grove Street Games. After its failed launch, Rockstar took the game back. They fixed it. So this new patch that came out removes any reference of the original developers in the game. They've nuked Grove Street. They're like, no.
Wow.
We've worked on this for 3 years to fix it, and now it's our game again.
Yes.
So,
okay.
Yeah. We don't really see things like that. And they took their logo off the credits and everything.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So Pokemon Scarlet and Violet have become the best-selling Pokemon games ever in Japan, breaking the record set by Red and Green in 1996.
That's very impressive.
That's wild. I also hate that it's Scarlet and Violet. I love all the games.
Yeah.
But that's the one that did it.
For me, I feel like it's time for me to admit that it's not going to change. And I am starting to become content with enjoying my like old school ROM hacks, like the ROM hacks of like the old games where people do a really nice job of making them the way that I want them to be.
My illegal drive has an entire collection dedicated to Pokemon ROM hacks. There's like 60 of them.
I used to not care about ROM hacks, and I still really don't, but there's some Pokemon ones that I'm embracing.
Nice. You got to get into these wrestling games with me, Rebecca.
There you go.
About like 6 homebrew wrestling games, brand new wrestling games.
I'll make sure to not do that.
Ah, damn. Tried. Wow. Pokemon, the card game Pocket, has made $120 million since launch.
Who is spending money on this? I have not spent a single penny. I
people.
play it every single day, and I do not feel compelled to spend a penny. They give you so much content.
A lot of people do.
I have opened up I've opened up more than 1,000 cards so far. I have more than 1,000. I feel like there is an abundant amount of free content. Why are you spending money on this? They give you a 2-week trial of premium
because they don't want to wait.
Yeah, you can't fall from 2-week trials. You can't, because then like I fall for it all the time.
Well, I got all of the exclusive content from the trial, and then I unsubscribed. No, just do it immediately.
That's the thing. They don't unsubscribe. They don't.
Just immediately do it.
I have been subscribed to Game Pass for 5 years now.
He's never used it.
He's used one of those 5 years.
That's true.
They're like, hey, Dale, you play this on Game Pass? Like, it's on Game Pass? Like,
yes, he bought the game.
Like, yeah. Yeah. You didn't have to buy this, Delvin. Like, oh.
He's done. We've done. This is legit. We've literally done this on PSVG like 5 times. Several times. It's happened over and over again. He's bought games.
Nintendo has money, and they have money, and it's not Nintendo that's getting it. It's the Pokemon Company.
It's not that they have money. They want your money. That's the difference.
They want more money.
Yeah. I have money, but I want more money. So that works. It's economy.
120 million. I think honestly, as I said this before, I think we are really lessening the idea of how many people have been conditioned to spend money on Pokemon stuff on mobile. Think of the millions of Pokemon Go players that bought Pokeballs and shit and incense and all that. And now there's a new thing for them to play and a new thing for them to buy. So,
I was having
Garrett always says, Garrett comes in the chat and he's like, the whales. It's like, dude, it's not the whales. It's not just the whales. Like $120 million, and it's not the whales. It's the people.
I was having a similar conversation with my son yesterday about this. I was like, because he was here talking about the new Fortnite season and stuff like that. I said, do you know, I looked it up. I Googled. I said, do you know how much it would cost if you were to own every character that Fortnite came out with?
Oh, goodness.
You'd have to be a millionaire.
And I looked it up, and it ranges from like $20,000 to $50,000. I'm like, can you imagine spending that on? And you're like, oh my God. Like, yeah. A lot of people have done that. Spent that over the years, just getting every character.
Even casually. Like I have spent more than $70 for Fortnite for Jack. Yeah. Over the years, he asked for a battle pass, a card here, a card there. We've probably bought him 10,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fortnite codes or whatever, battle passes, whatever, at $20 a pop. We spent several $100s on this game, and that's why they do it.
That's fine. And I've spent, I've spent money.
That shit ain't fine.
I've spent microtransactions and bought skins and stuff, but for something like Pokemon Pocket, where they give you that content for free, like there's nothing that you can't get without spending. Like, you know what I mean? Like all of it you can get anyway. Like those skins you can't get for free just by playing enough.
Yes. People don't want to wait.
That's it.
Yeah. Well,
they want it now.
So, Anyway, good for them.
Learn impulse control.
Get that money. Lollipop Chainsaw's performance patch is out. As I mentioned last week, they said it was coming. I did download it. I took it for a spin. I would say this patch puts the game like literally just a hair over playability. Like it's playable. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could play it there if you wanted to.
Amazing.
But if you're getting Lollipop Chainsaw on Switch, I hope it's for Switch 2. It's still not great. Play it somewhere else if at all possible.
That is not high praise.
But it is playable. Like you can play it. Likewise, Yakuza Kiwami has just gotten a patch. Did you follow that at all? I know you're really into Yakuza stuff, Delvin.
I did not, but I heard it's now also playable.
It was really bad when it released. People were talking about it like it was crashing, like it would just stop working. It would freeze. People were like, what the hell? So it has been fixed. I saw a YouTuber play it for 10 minutes and it looked good. So
it's a great game.
It looks like it's playing decently now.
And it's a great game to have on Switch, by the way, because
it's cheap.
It's
$20.
Yeah, it's fun. Super fun series. Highly recommend.
I'll probably get it one day if it's on sale. And that's it. That's the news.
That's the news. Are we ready for questions?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. We got a good amount. You put the call out for on Discord and on Blue Sky. Hopefully some Blue Sky people showed up.
Ever post.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that, guys. Lewis asks us, now that the Switch is in its final lap, what do you think its lasting legacy will be in 10, 15 years from now? I'm sure it will definitely be a good one. I think it'll be one of Nintendo's best consoles of all time.
It'll go down in, I think, for multiple reasons. First and foremost, I was thinking about this earlier when we were talking about the amount of Switches that they're building for Switch 2. Remember the different place that Nintendo is in as they're launching these different systems. Remember where Nintendo was when the Switch launched. Right? We had actual developers going on IGN talking about how they need to leave making video games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like fuck Oddworld and that bullshit post. But like people are like, why are we even doing this anymore? Nintendo, please stop. And then it's gone on to quite literally, I think will be maybe by January, February, the most sold video game console of all time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you add on to that, not just in units sold, which is a number that gamers care about for some reason, but think of the revenue that Switch has generated compared to the systems of the past. Right? When you're comparing against the PS2 or the DS, the revenue that the amount of games that they've sold, the services that they've sold, the third-party games that they sell, the Switch has been such a moneymaker, a kingpin for Nintendo in a way that none of those other systems ever were.
Yes.
And this will go down as like this set Nintendo off on a completely different path. I think if the Switch 2 did flop, I think we are thinking differently about Nintendo.
And well, think about what we were talking about in the very beginning of the podcast with like the NES and the Super Nintendo. It's like some of the best Mario games, you know, one of the best Mario games was on the Super Nintendo. One of the best Zelda games was on the Super Nintendo. And I feel like that's also true for the Switch. We have amazing Zelda, Mario, Splatoon thrived, Animal Crossing thrived. Like all these first party games, like some of the best in the series are on the Switch.
I seriously think if the Switch had flopped hard like the Wii U, I think we're looking at Nintendo as probably looking into like mobile spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and instead of that, now they have their own thing, and like they seem set up for a long time to like really sit here in this space and do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're in a good spot. They're in a very good spot.
Critics will look at the Nintendo Switch as the console that saved Nintendo.
Yeah.
In terms of how bad people were talking about, like, Nintendo should probably just become a third-party developer. They're like, we should just like not do this anymore. To now, they're like, no, Nintendo is the best. They are the ones who are leading the game.
They're the leaders again. Yeah, it's been a while since they were the leaders.
Yeah,
and they did it
definitely where they've situated themselves.
They did it with underpowered hardware, making games that weren't chasing ray tracing.
Yep.
And 4K and all they've really, you know, people are like, we can't make games, it's not profitable. Nintendo's like, hold my beer. Like, fucking we'll show you how.
So much that there was a time people like, handheld gaming is kind of out of there. Unless it's like it's the 3DS, but now everybody's like making their own handheld console. Now people are like, hey, PlayStation, make your own handheld console again. Nintendo brought it back.
Everybody wants everyone to make a Switch.
Make a Switch and have their own dock and everything. Switch is the standard. That's dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll have a very long-lasting legacy. Murakami asks us, what are the host's favorite Thanksgiving foods? Thanksgiving is this week.
Yeah. I didn't ask. But do you guys have any problems recording next Sunday? Okay.
Fine.
I was like, I should have asked. I didn't.
I'm traveling on Saturday,
y'all are
but
gone.
I'll be home on Sunday.
Okay. I like cornbread, rolls, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, stuffing, turkey.
I like stuffing, especially pineapple stuffing. It's so good. And mac and cheese and yeah.
Banana pudding, sweet potato pie.
He went right to dessert.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that
Pie. I had apple pie last night. It was really good.
Apple pie.
Banana pudding is the. I'm usually a pumpkin pie banana pudding guy.
Yeah.
My aunt, she used to when she was alive, we'd have Thanksgiving with her, and she would make like 2 or 3 sweet potato pies for me, like the whole pie for me, and she'd make a whole pan of banana pudding for me.
That's amazing.
He's like, tell everybody, don't touch this. This is for Delvin. And she'd be like, are you gonna share with the kids? I'm like, absolutely not. No, this is mine. Like, no, they get their own. And that's what we did.
That is amazing. I love that. Lots of good Thanksgiving foods. Hey Corsi asks us, hello Shaq, 2 questions for you. What do you think prevented Nintendo from releasing Wind Waker and Twilight Princess during the Switch generation? Also, where does Switch Online go from here? How can Nintendo handle DS or even the Wii? It's a lot of questions there.
What prevented them from? I don't think they needed it.
Do you think that they, like we have long suspected, that they have it in their pocket and eventually it got to the point where they're like, let's just save it for the Switch 2?
Exactly. Like when we need it, we can use it now. And I think they have so much stuff coming out, especially in terms of Zelda games. Like we don't need this right now. We can just hold on to this one to next time.
We didn't know the Echoes of Wisdom was a thing at the time when we were all speculating that they would drop the remasters. Had we known that, I think that speculation would have completely dried up and gone away, right? Yeah. There was this whole thing like, of course they're going to release it because they don't have a Zelda game. It's like, but they do have a Zelda game. We just didn't know about it, but they had one the whole time. Mm-hmm. 2 thoughts. There was that theory where somebody said that if the Switch could do 4K, that you could potentially use one or both of those games to demonstrate that, the Switch 2. And they'd be the first Zelda games in 4K. And the closer we get to Switch 2's launch, I still have no idea if it's going to target that at all. But that theory has some viability. It's plausible. Yeah. But I think you're right, Delvin. I think we never really got to the point where they needed those ports, that they had a window for them. And then we have Tears of the Kingdom that just came out. You have to think we are a significant time away from the next mainline Zelda game. 5 years, right? At least. So you're probably looking at a time where, well, if we hold these games, that'll give us some Zelda titles that we can release on Switch 2 to hold us over. Yeah. You know, I feel like there was a period when Skyward Sword came to Switch. Anuma was really talking about like it's in 60 frames. Like it's like kind of the first times we've really seen them talk about like performance with like a Zelda game that I can remember. So like that 4K thing, I can't let that go because there is something there that I could see them come out and like that's a new marketing beat for those games. It's not we're just bringing them forward. It's we're making them new. it's in 4K. Like it's
that
a new
significantly better in some way. It's not just a port of
Yeah.
And if you're like, let's say however they're doing this upscaling or the new chip or whatever, I'm trying to get too into the hardware. If you're going to demonstrate the performance of a new system, you probably can't pick an easier game to do that with than Wind Waker.
Yeah.
So like there's something there. There are parallels where that lines up somewhat.
I also noticed that Nintendo doesn't port Zelda games just for the sake of porting them to a new system. Like, look at Skyward Sword. They redid the entire controls so that it would work without motion. Wind Waker got completely overhauled graphics the first time that it was done in HD. Same with Twilight Princess. It looked significantly different. It looked brighter. It performed. It was better in every way. Same with Ocarina of Time. Like, all of them are significantly changed and better.
And they also they may reserve or save some and drop them for anniversaries.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't drop them just because we have a year where we don't have something. Like, that's seldom the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we still got a lot of Zelda games on Switch. I was just doing a quick look. You got Age of Calamity, Skyward Sword, Echoes of Wisdom, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Cadence of Hyrule, Echoes of Wisdom.
Ton of them.
And that's not including the NSO games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said, where does Switch Online go from here? Nintendo. So I'll at least address the last one. Nintendo can absolutely address the DS and the Wii because they did it on the Wii U.
Yep. They had
the
DS
Wii U
games.
had DS emulation, and they let you pick and choose how to set up the second screen through TV. And then the Wii, I mean, they've got Wiimotes, they've got Joy-Cons. So, yeah.
I agree.
Gags asks us, does Metroid Prime 4 have online multiplayer? I could see it having a multiplayer mode. I mean, Prime 2 had a multiplayer mode. Why not put this online?
Nintendo's really into online multiplayer these days. They generally want to have something. It's like kind of like this, like the Switch's thing. They kind of just bring in online multiplayer to all of their games.
Mm-hmm.
They're slowly, glacially, but moving away from the dependency on couch co-op. So I would expect them to have something, even if it's like a blast ball, something. Like, I would expect them to have something.
Yeah, I agree. I think they will too.
I do too.
I don't know if it's going to be Halo Deathmatch, which is what I think people are expecting. It'd be cool if it was.
Yeah, maybe lower the expectations.
Yeah,
but
I don't think.
I think it'll be a lesser mode, but I think they will include something.
I agree.
Super Meta Boy asks us, in your heart, what is your primary platform? And what would a Nintendo console need to do to take this spot if they haven't already?
Delvin. I told Super Meta Boy I'm not about to let Delvin have some bullshit answer about how he loves all of his children equally.
No, I don't.
I'm going to hold you to this question because I know what your primary platform is.
I love my actual children equally, but in terms of video game consoles,
we all have a favorite.
We have a favorite. Mine is the PS5.
Yeah.
I love PlayStation. That's my jam. But the Switch has a special place in my heart because it's just a fucking awesome console. Don't lie. Like I wish PlayStation would be as ambitious as Nintendo is with their consoles and the things they do. Like, if PlayStation was to make like a Switch-like console, I'd be like, this is dope as shit.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
only they did the PS5 Slim. The Switch Lite.
No, theirs was the Portal. We won't give you that.
That's true.
That's
what the Switch is cozy and it's familiar and it's it feels like home playing it.
Yeah.
Curl up on the couch and play on your Switch. I that's definitely my primary platform.
I've always appreciated Nintendo because Nintendo, as opposed to PlayStation and Xbox, with PlayStation and Xbox, I feel like you can own one of those consoles and not need the other one. Whether you're an Xbox fan or a PlayStation fan, no man, you can own one and not need the other one. I feel like I have to have a Switch or a Nintendo console as the secondary console. So it's always like PlayStation, Switch, or Xbox and Switch, or some combination. But Nintendo is in the combination. because it's just so unique. You have to have the Mario games, you have to have the Smash games, you have to have the Zelda games. It's just their catalog of games is unmatched.
Mm-hmm. Donnie?
Yeah, my primary platform is Nintendo. It's the only system I have physical games for. It's the only thing that it's the only thing that like I value buying games for. Like my Switch games mean more to me. I've bought way more. I actually looked it up the other day. I didn't know that you could, but you know, like when you go into like your Switch library to like re-download things, there's like a thing that tells you how many things are up there. Like it's like 506 like whatever. I think I've bought like over 500 Switch games.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Like, and I don't think that number, because I think that number also may count DLC and stuff separately, but it just gives you like a total list that's in the thing.
Now, will you on day one on the Switch 2 be able to re-download all of those games on your Switch 2?
I think so. But like I've brought up before, like I have my little case here. I have all of my cartridges and my little Switch things, and like I value it. I value it. And there's lots of times where I've wanted my Switch to be more. Like I wanted the Switch Pro, so I found the Ally and I started doing that. And I do buy games everywhere else, and I have Game Pass, and some games I buy twice. But I always I don't really own the game until I own it on Switch. Like that happens so often. And then you see me, I double buy games all the time. Right? I bought Shadows of the Dam, I bought Lollipop Chainsaw. Where did I buy them first? Switch. Yeah, that's what matters to me. Like that is my platform. This whole Xbox thing that they're doing, where everything is an Xbox, like fuck yeah, then put all of my Xbox games on Switch and I'll buy them there and I'll never have to think about Xbox again. So for me, yeah, the primary platform is an easy one. My only thing is, the only time that it wavers is I do wish often that the Switch was the best platform to play those games. And so often it's not. So I'm really hoping with the Switch 2 it will. And I expect that it will. And I think when that happens, I'll probably sell my Ally. Because at that point, it will have served its purpose. It will have gotten me to the Switch 2. But once I get to the Switch 2, I won't need it anymore.
Yeah. Kyle the Pug.
Fuck you, Kyle the Pug.
Asks us, what is one game of 2024 that you had all the hype for this year, but turns out it just didn't click for you after you bought that said game? For me, I thought I would just like blaze right through the Plucky Squire, and I didn't.
I got to get back to that one.
I've been kind of convinced to not go back to it. People are kind of talking it down and saying like it's like very kiddish and not very difficult and not very worth it in the end.
Bummer.
It is a bummer because I love the art style so much.
Yeah, I got distracted and playing other things, which I knew was going to happen. Just bad release timing. Yeah. I played it for a couple hours and I really was enjoying the couple hours that I played. So
me too.
I'm definitely going to go back to it. Like I'm going to go back to it. Probably
it's short enough that like I probably just should.
Yeah, because I was digging what I was doing. The game for me is easily Penny's Big Breakaway.
Oh yeah.
I chased that game for like a year. I was expecting to love it. I thought I could have told you beginning of the year it was probably my indie game of the year. I thought I was going to fall in love with this 3D platforming game, and I got it. And I've stopped and started it a couple times since buying it, and it just, for whatever reason, I'm just not that into it. It doesn't matter how many times I try to play it. I've gone back to it multiple times. It just never really gets as hooked into me. I don't truly like playing it, so kind of a bummer.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I have one. I didn't think I would have one, but I think I do have one.
Yeah.
Alone in the Dark. I
could have guessed that one.
Yeah, I was hyped for the game. And,
you were.
It came out and it happened. I'm like, all right.
It happened.
And it happened.
Like,
it happened.
This is indeed a game.
Yeah.
I tried to warn you every step of the way. Like, don't do this.
Yeah, not good.
It has David Harbour in it. And I'm like, this has the potential to be good. And like, no.
Yeah.
It's just there. It's not terrible. It's just mediocre.
Yeah.
It's fine. There's other games that come out this year that's amazing that I can play.
Mm-hmm.
That is not one of them.
TPR asks us, I think I just copped the best deal I've found in a while. 3DS XL new model for $60, including the charger. I'm so hyped. I haven't had a 3DS in over a decade. That is a great deal, TPR.
It
Good
is.
job.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
Now I want to know which 3DS did you get?
Is it it doesn't sound like it's a new 3DS model. Oh, he did say
Yeah, no, he
new
says it's a new
3DS.
one.
Yeah,
I'm
new
wondering,
3DS
like,
XL.
is
That
it the
is
red
really
one, the blue one? Is it a special edition? Like which one?
Yeah.
even just a regular edition
Sure.
one for $60 is a really good deal. You
Yeah.
can't even get
My
a
first one.
2DS
My
at that
first one was a
price.
red one,
Yeah.
and then I got the gold one. I had so many.
Yeah. He wants to know, what is your favorite secondhand gaming finds you caught?
I mean, I've always told the same story. You guys have heard it before. I'll give you the very short version. When we first moved here, I went to the dentist downtown in the town that I live in Dallas, Georgia, and there was a thrift shop there. And there's a lot of, like, in these old Georgia towns outside the city, you'll find these like secondhand stores a lot. And it's not like, it doesn't say thrift store, it's just a store. They sell like used stuff. And they had a used bottle of Listerine, like a half a bottle of Listerine you could buy for 50 cents. This is the type of stuff you'll see at stores like this. Yeah. Which is why I always say that, because I'll never forget it. And then I walked into the back and they had a video game section.
Oh my God.
And they had a stack of GameCube games, like 30 of them, for $5 each. Half of them were sealed to include Wind Waker, the Zelda Master Collection,
I remember.
the Resident Evil 4 Steelbook Edition, like literally all the ones you think of. They were all, it was like a GameCube collection, and they were listed for $5 each. And I literally, without saying a word, I lifted the entire stack. I walked right over. I paid, I think it was like $65-$75 or whatever.
Wow.
Walked out the door and went home thinking I had just had like the find of a lifetime. Nobody will ever find a deal like that ever again. Like the time and place, we're talking maybe 10 years ago, what retro gaming has become, what collecting has become, through the roof, right? Like you'll never find these, like something like that again at like a yard sale.
Right.
Everybody, you could just Google and see how much these games are worth. Nobody's ever going to sell them like that again.
That's crazy.
And we went to a local retro game shop because I didn't have a GameCube. And I was like, I need a GameCube. And I showed him the stack. There were multiple sealed Zelda games. So I gave him one of them in exchange for 2 GameCube systems. And Jack was a baby. They gave Jack was crying. He wanted this Yoshi. There was like a Yoshi plush on the wall, and he wanted it. And Victoria wanted like a poster. Like essentially, they just let my kids, they were like, in exchange for the sealed game,
Wow.
your kids can just like take whatever they want. So I got like these 2 GameCubes, and the kids got like posters and a hat and a Yoshi's, like some bullshit, like
That's
toys.
amazing. Yeah.
And we came home and I turned it on and I got them all hyped. I was like, guys, you have no idea what we just got. Like, this is incredible. And of course, the collectors are going to hate this. I started opening the games. I was like, I don't give a shit that they're sealed. Like, I'm here to play. I started playing the games and my kids hated them. They hated them. They were like, why does it look like that's literally Victoria's words. She'd been playing the Wii U for years, and she was like, why does it look like
Why
this?
does it look like this?
And they just didn't want to play it. And so I kept it for like a year or so. I've often told everybody I'm not a collector. Like, to the things that I have and I keep, I'll have them because they're collectible or valuable. That's not why I have them. I'm not trying to complete a collection or anything. So after a year of them sitting there not doing anything, I sold them. I sold the whole thing, I think, for $500. So I definitely got my money back and then some. But Jack's like, oh, you should have kept them. And I was like, yeah, you hated them. Like, you didn't. I'd rather, like, if I want to play GameCube games, right, I'll either buy like remakes or remasters, or like I have my little drive. You know, I don't need, like, I'm not trying to keep all the boxes and things like that. It doesn't do anything for me. So I ended up selling them. But when I tell people that, they're always like, why did you sell it? You had like, It's just not my gig. Now my
Yeah.
64 stuff, on the other hand, it is my gig. I do have those because I still get a great deal of joy punching that cartridge in, flipping the button on. Like that. There's something to that. Blowing the cart, having that's a part of the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Putting a disc in the thing is not. It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not.
It's like I don't want Nintendo to ever go to CDs.
Me neither.
Like, I want my
hate
cartridges,
it.
man. I like the cartridge.
Even the little Switch ones where you don't, blow on it. Like, I don't know. It's just so much better. Like, and I feel like they don't break as easily, or they don't get like scratched or smudged, or like.
I think it's
like satisfying to put it in.
It's like the vinyl thing. It feels. It's not throwable. Like it's not throwawayable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. It's like somebody made it. It's engineered. It feels like a product. A CD feels like a thumb drive or something. Like you just get rid of it. You could just throw it away. It feels disposable. It's the word I was looking for.
It's like there's just data on it, whereas like the Switch cart, it's like the game is in here.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
It like makes no sense, but it also makes so much sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's a really good deal. TPR. I love my 3DS. Andy P asks,
Hang on. Did you guys have any good deals?
Not like yours.
Oh, well, it can still be a good deal.
Well, I've told mine before. I've had several like that. I think the best ones I've had was I got like a 360 for like $20.
Nice.
I got a PS3 for like from the same thrift store. A PS3 from $20 as well, because they was ready to get rid of it. And famously, I got a Game Boy Color for like $10 at a pawn shop.
Nice.
That's great.
The Pokemon one.
I feel like we're not getting the deals that we used to.
No.
Like this Black Friday is kind of depressing. And you're like, here's the deal. And it's like, it's $45. Like, that's not a deal.
Yeah.
Like we used to get games that came out like a year ago on Black Friday. You pick up for like $8. All that shit's like $29.99 is like, I'm like, oh, like it's even harder to find like the $20 game is getting few and far between these days.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
My best gaming find was at a yard sale about 10 years ago now, where I got GameCube copies of Mario Sunshine and Double Dash for like $3.
Nice. That is a good gift.
Yeah. I have been searching for that high ever since.
I think that stuff it's all been picked over now.
Yeah.
People find out that there's real money in it, and it's all just gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus,
I picked up I'm going to talk about it in the next week's show, but I picked up the Nintendo World Championship, the deluxe edition with the cart and everything.
Why would you do that?
$27.
Too much.
What? I was like, this worth it just to put on the shelf.
Nah.
I was happy with that find. That's a pretty good buy.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Wow.
Andy P asks us, what's a ridiculous third-party invention you would like to see released for a Nintendo system? I'd like to see a 50-game cartridge changer released, like an old 50s disc CD changer, but for physical games.
I love how old this question is.
That's really funny. Very, very
Pizza
funny.
warmer.
I have no idea.
Yeah. A Nintendo labeled pizza warmer for your system. You plug it into your Switch, and it keeps your pizza warm for you. Much like they have for PlayStation now, apparently, which is weird.
I'm going to be serious. The DS had the Rock Band thing that you could attach to it, and you could play like on the side. You could it was like a controller. Did you guys ever see that?
That? Yeah.
Yeah, I want that for the Switch, and let's bring Rock Band 4 to Switch. It'd be great. Nobody likes it.
I'm kind of thinking, because in my head, I'm like, can't you just get the guitars, and the regular guitars and stuff? And
I don't know. Does it work on the game? It's not on Switch.
No.
Yeah, just bring the game. Just bring the regular actual guitars and stuff.
Yeah, but you can't play it portable. You can't take it with you. That was the whole point.
No, I don't want to do it portable. Just play in the house.
What if it's like a mini guitar, like a little one that you could like put in your pocket and you could play? Rock Band ukulele.
Yeah.
I changed my answer. I want the ukulele.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Well, what are the 8-bit dough where they make like the mini controllers?
Yes.
We need that for Rock Band.
Mhm.
Make the mini controller. Put it on Switch.
Mini drums.
That's a great idea.
I like it.
I can't really think of anything. Ridiculous. Man, I don't know.
VR.
No.
Strap this shit to your face.
No.
Yeah, cardboard VR.
That was
Yeah,
wild.
actual VR.
That was why I played Breath of the Wild via cardboard. Like the shit that we did on Switch. They had that shooting game where you had like the gun, the Labo gun. I was for sure we were going to be able to like have a whole Splatoon thing with that. And it would have been awesome. And we just didn't do it. That gun was legit. It was super fun.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I want anything.
I want to play Doom with Labo.
That could work.
Yeah.
I want more Zelda games. That's what I want.
Jeez.
In Labo,
No, not in Labo.
Link's crossbow training too.
No.
Go, baby.
I was thinking of Miyamoto with the sword and the shield. It's like, we're bringing back motion controls, baby.
No!
Get the Joy-Con.
If the Switch 2 is anything like the Wii, I will launch myself off a cliff.
Switch you.
Yeah, I like it.
Indie Techno asks us, new Switch is called, pick one of these. Switch 2, TOO.
Fuck
Switch
no.
U,
Absolutely not.
with a U. Or Switcheroo.
Those are some of the worst goddamn things I've ever heard in my life.
So somehow Switcheroo is the best option here.
This sounds like a Splatfest.
Yeah,
Switch 2, Switch U, or Switcheroo.
Every time we get a Splatfest, it's like nobody likes any of the answers. You're like
These are
choosing the
horrible.
least.
It's like Switcheroo, I guess. I don't really feel strongly one way or the other.
Man.
we're not picking Switch 2.
We're not
Yeah,
picking
right?
Switch U.
Like we can't,
No.
right?
That we cannot pick that.
You can't pick
Okay,
Switch
then
U.
I'm going Switch U.
No,
going
are you
Switch U too.
crazy?
At least
What's
it's on
wrong
brand.
with Switcheroo? What's wrong
At
with
least it's
Switcheroo?
on brand.
That is
Tell me
also
tell me what's wrong with it.
a lot.
It sounds like a cartoon.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with it.
I
At least the
refuse-
Switch U is on brand.
I refuse to walk in the store and ask for a switcheroo. Can I have
Like-
a switcheroo?
Let me-
Get the
all right.
fuck out of here.
All right, we're gonna make the same mistakes all over again.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here's the commercial. The Switch U is announced. Somebody comes and docks the Switch, right? You dock the Switch, the pots on the TV screen, things we've always seen, and then you pick up the Pro controller that has a screen in it, and you can play like Nintendo Land.
Yes.
Boom,
And
Switch U. We did it
There's not they don't put a good game on the system until 2028.
until 3 years later.
No. Switcheroo. No. Absolutely not.
Switcheroo.
I'll be scared to walk in the store. They might think I'm asking for a hand job or something like that. I have a
Oh, God.
switcheroo. No. Sir, get out of my store.
Delvin,
That's what it sounds like. It's a
Delvin,
terrible
no.
name. That's an awful name.
what stores are you going into? Delvin,
GameStop apparently.
GameStop,
I
Delvin.
I didn't know
What
GameStop offered that
GameStop are you
service.
going to?
Can I get the old switcheroo?
Miami's different, man. What?
Y'all got that switcheroo? I'm calling.
Would
the
you like to
cops, sir.
pre-order?
I'm calling the police, sir. The police leave my store.
Wow.
Terrible.
God. Should we move on?
Yes.
This is a good time to go to the next question. Mathman asks us, there are reports that Nintendo will have several more units for the launch of the Switch successor, just like you were saying that rumor, Donnie.
Yeah.
How much of a difference do you think this will really make?
A huge difference.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say the same thing I said earlier. Think of the different place Nintendo will be in February than they were when the Switch launched. When the Switch launched, it honestly, coming off the Wii U, demand was an all-time low. Right? You could get by, And then think about where they'll be now. Having sold 150 million Switches, you probably couldn't have a bigger base to sell the Switch to too. And then think of the environment. Think of the scalpers and the bots and the struggle that getting a PS5 was, right? And you apply that to what a Switch 2 could be. And it's important that Nintendo tries to outproduce demand at the start. I think that's very important.
But there are going to be scalpers. There are going to be a lot more scalpers now.
We're going to have to fight the bots. Yeah, we're going to have to fight them.
I feel like it's going to be even worse. Like bots and scalpers have gotten to be an all-time high.
Yes.
It's really bad.
And people know that this system is in high demand. That's the thing.
Yep. Can't fight the machines. They're faster than we are. Yes. I'm hoping that stores do like a lot of in-person orderings and things. They need to hold like allotments and make people physically like walk in and buy things.
Yeah.
NSO subscription. That's another alternative. Make people subscribe to buy. Have limits. I don't think Nintendo's going to go the PlayStation path where they start trying to like take orders directly.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so either.
No. So I think what it's going to be is going to be like Walmart is going to be like, we've got Switches, but you have to be a member to buy, and Walmart Best Buy will do the same thing, and GameStop. Yeah. That seems to be like the new thing is subscribe to us for a chance to buy the thing you want to buy.
Not even a guarantee, just a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Just the opportunity.
Right. Like that test game that they did. Like it's like not everybody could do it. It was like sign up and you get a chance to do it.
Yep.
Yeah. I think we'll get one, but I think it'll be tough at first.
If they are making 8 million of these, that's a lot for a launch.
They might be preparing for like a scalper situation to make it so that like they can't.
Exactly. And even if they do, like we're seeing that now with the PS5 Pro. Not sure if anybody's been following that, but scalpers bought up a lot of PS5 Pros, but the PS5 Pro isn't selling that well.
No.
So they just have them. Nobody's buying them. So they're actually having to lower the, like people are talking about, there are articles written about it. The prices on PS5 Pros are coming down on eBay because they can't sell, or they're bundling them. You get a PS5 Pro with like extra controllers and stuff.
Yes,
because
because every scalped console is money that Nintendo is not getting.
I mean, they still sell the console.
They sell the console.
Yeah, but that they do, but they could be selling it like directly to the person who's like once it's scalped, like
of course. And that's the thing. If there's only 2 million, then you worry that they could buy up enough stock. But if they can make 7 or 8 million, there should be stock around.
Yeah. Gags asks us, does the Switch 2 finally ditch the friend codes for a more modern online friend system? R.I.P.
Absolutely not.
No. R.I.P. Nintendo Switch Online app, he says. No.
They're going to go further than archaic.
Here's your Switch serial number.
They're going to add 4 more digits to it to make it even longer.
Yes.
It randomizes every time you turn on the system.
Yeah. For security or something. Or you have to scan a QR code to get the code.
That sounds legit.
To the person.
I actually think that could be the thing.
It's too much.
It just generates and you either send them a picture.
Oh, it's too much.
Yeah.
You know, I don't expect them to modernize anything like that.
Nope.
Finally, our last question comes from Captain Awesome with the rumors of PlayStation acquiring From Software. How would it affect Nintendo?
Not at all.
Because he says the parent company of the ones that make the Octopath Traveler. Is that true?
Yeah, the same thing for Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Oh yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah, so I mean, development resources will go away, and then I'm not sure on this. Obviously, because it's PlayStation, the first thing you would think of is Elden Ring becomes exclusive. But PlayStation just released a Horizon game on Switch.
That's what.
And there's a big part of me that thinks, and I'm going to eat these words because this is just what PlayStation does, but I'm going to eat these words. I think PlayStation buys FromSoft and just leaves them alone.
I think PlayStation is fine with FromSoft being everywhere except Xbox.
I don't think even that's going to happen. I think FromSoft just going to make their games and
just take the money from it.
They're just going to leave them there.
Probably.
I feel like that would be the smart thing to do.
Yes.
They'll have the marketing. They'll have all the trailers. It'll all be PlayStation logoed. But here's the thing. I know Elden Ring is ginormous, and I'm not trying to demean it, but that style of game is a niche game. Further restricting that from reaching players is a bad idea. You're not going to gain anything out of exclusivity on that, in my opinion.
I am curious how much Elden Ring sells on Xbox. That is a big.
What are you really? You already have the market. Like you already have the player. What are you really accomplishing by that?
Yes.
That like having the marketing and the trailers and everything isn't already accomplishing. And they're not just buying FromSoft. They're buying Kadokawa, which has all of these anime franchises and IP and things. So I kind of think FromSoft is just going to be like, look, as long as you're profitable, just keep doing what you're doing. Like you're doing great things. And like if they do a Bloodborne thing or something, like that'll be exclusive. But I think FromSoft proper will just be left alone to do what they're going to do. So I at least that's how my read on the situation. And then everybody just make me eat those words when PlayStation's like, no, it's exclusive.
When it doesn't. Oh my God.
But I kind of just don't see, there's no reason to. There's no benefit.
Being petty. That's the benefit.
Yeah, there's no benefit. You're going to lose money. And we hear from, was it Hiroki Tataki? You know, he's all about that margin. Like they're trying to make some money over there.
It always makes me laugh when I see coming everywhere except Xbox. Like, why are you doing that? Just put it on Xbox, on PC, on Switch, on Atari, Ouya. Every place except Xbox. Like,
Ouya. Oh my God, stop it.
Lego Horizons is literally on everything but an Xbox.
Yes, it's so weird. Just put it
a Lego
there.
Game. We're like exclusive Lego game. Xbox,
funny.
you
That's
cannot
funny.
have it. Meanwhile, Xbox is like Minecraft. Take it. Like immediately.
Please.
So we'll see. And we'll see if the deal even goes through. But I suspect that they'll just be left alone.
Yeah, probably.
That was our last question.
We made it.
Well, that's it. That's it for the show then. Just to reiterate, next week will be our last Shack proper. So if you've got questions, that'll be your last time to do
for the year.
For the year.
Yeah.
Correct.
What am I going to do for all of December?
One of the people put in the chat that was a long time. It's like, I actually didn't think it was that long.
It's so long.
Because we'll have our show on the 7th, which means we'll go the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th. It's 3 weeks before we come back.
That's like going without therapy.
Look.
Well, if you want to talk, we can still.
If you want to talk,
y'all
can come in here and talk. I won't be here.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, Delvin's not going to be here. He's gone.
Absolutely not. You can message me. You can
we'll
call
have
me.
Our end of the year show too.
Yeah.
So you're going to get kind of like 2 Shacks.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe we'll do an end of the year show.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back on the 4th is when Shaq will return.
Okay, that's fine.
If you call me, I'll answer the phone.
That's fine.
You say, hey, Delvin.
I'm looking forward to it.
How many people are we actually going to get for the end of the year show?
Well, I posted in the Discord the day we were doing it, and like 8 people said that they were going to be there, but we'll see.
Wait, I didn't
3 in TPR. That's just going to be
Yeah, we'll see. I don't expect it.
Oh, and Haley.
Oh, Haley's going to be there.
Can Garrett come?
If Garrett wants to.
He's not invited.
What?
No Garrett's allowed. Sorry.
If he wants to. But yeah, we'll be back on the 4th. I'm looking forward to it. I've gotten really used to doing this. This is all Delvin's thing. Since Delvin joined, he was like, we should take time off.
Yes.
And then this is like the time of the year where I catch up on my games.
Yeah.
Games that I've missed and stuff.
I should do that.
Yeah,
I like
this
that.
is the time
I should
to
go
do it.
hard.
Talk to your family.
Over winter
We'll
break.
still be in Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck the family thing. Fuck that.
Well, there you go. If you like your family, talk to them.
I sent my wife a podcast that was called Breaking Up with Your Parents. I was like, we don't have to do this, right?
I would never do that. I love my parents.
Well, it's not even her parents. It's just the wing of the family. I'm not looking forward to holidays. It's going to be a whole lot of, well, I'm glad that thing went the way we wanted it to go. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to say some shit.
Yeah.
I had dinner at my parents' house last night. Me and Josh went over because we're actually going up to his side of the family for Thanksgiving. So we had like kind of a pseudo Thanksgiving dinner last night with my parents, and
nice.
we're all on the same page, and we were
That's
like,
great.
we were like, my dad doesn't want to hear. He's like turned off all the news. He's like, I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me who they put as the Secretary of Education. I turned it all off. I'm
going to hear about how
and me and
these
my
picks
mom
are good picks. Is the shit I'm going to be listening to.
Oh my God.
Right.
I could never. I would literally hang myself at dinner.
Which is why I'm like this. Why the stuff's coming the way it is.
Jess, I got to tell you something. If Donnie was to ever have a F1 party, would not be nothing mini about it. It will be a 3-hour podcast.
What was that? What are you talking about?
A mini pod.
An F1 mini pod. Oh man, I could do an F1 podcast.
It would not be a mini pod at all.
If anybody wants to start a Taylor Swift podcast with me,
my wife.
I have so much to say.
My wife. My wife's thinking about joining the Discord.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
I know. I was like, this is a terrible idea. And she's getting jealous. She's like, she saw our World on Fire place. She's like, I want a place where I can just like level. I'm like, yeah, that's why we have it.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to join the podcast. I'm like, you need to get your own podcast. Get your own friends.
Where are we recording Game of the Year pod? Or when are we recording?
At our houses.
Is it that same day? I hope I didn't double book it.
It's the last Wednesday of PSVG.
No, it's not.
Thought it was the Wednesday.
Nope. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
We're recording Saturday the 7th.
God damn it.
So you have to do the 7th.
Wait, when? What time? Who told me this?
I told you this a month ago.
At night?
Of course.
Okay.
Like we're recording in the morning.
Yeah.
No, like during the day, because I have plans during the day. It's
December 7th. We're recording. Oh, hang on. Hang on.
I'm going to pack Unplugged.
Hang on. I've got my dates wrong. Okay. So the last shack will be... I want to pull this back up. Hang on. Give me a minute.
Anyone going to PAX Unplugged? I'll be there.
Yeah. The last shack will be the 1st.
Yes.
December 1st.
That's next week.
Correct. And then the 7th, the week after that, we recorded the Game of the Year show.
At night.
Yes.
Not live.
And then I'll have that out on Monday. So it'll go out to everybody on Monday. And then that's it.
Wait, that's the holiday show?
That's the holiday show.
Okay.
Beyond Delvin and Dev, you said, Rebecca, you said this. You did this. We argued about it and you were like, just record it early. It doesn't mean any different. Like I was the one that was like, no, we want to record it at Christmas. And I was outnumbered. Yeah. You did this. I don't want to hear about any of this now.
I don't remember that. I'll be there.
Somebody get the tape.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
But this is like back then I was like, I'm just going to set the date and that's it.
Okay.
And whoever shows and that's it.
Shums.
So, but yeah, so next week, I think I said the 7th earlier, and no, it's the 1st or the 30th or whatever day that is. The 1st, Sunday the 1st is our last shack, and then the week after we'll have our Christmas show. For a minute, I thought we were going to have like Saturday Christmas show, Sunday shack. I was like, that's not right. So
no.
Okay, I'll be there.
Good.
Have a good week Googling. So there's nothing else. What else is there?
Right. Looking forward to Christmas.
It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
I need some joy.
Yeah.
Joy. There's no joy. The joy's gone.
Thank you, Rebecca. That's just what we needed.
It's true. There's no joy. It's gone. All hopes of joy have perished.
Goodness gracious. Everybody told me I was dark. She went full metal. All over joy. It's perished in the dark lands.
G-Man says you set the 9th of December. I'm not mad at the 9th of December.
It releases the 9th. That's the Monday, right? That's the Monday?
Because we're not going to record it live.
It won't be live. Yeah, we never do the Christmas show live. So I'm not trying to pay attention to chat and stuff while we're trying to host everybody's things. And sometimes you just, no offense, but sometimes it's nice to not be focused on the side conversations happening. So we'll record and then we'll schedule to publish all at the same time. It'll go out across all feeds.
Correct.
It'll go out on YouTube and all the things. And that'll be it for us. And then from the 9th on, you're on your own with no hope and joy, according to
You're
Rebecca.
on your own, kid. You always have been.
Yeah. Play Neva.
Play Neva.
That's great.
That's our parting words for today. Play Neva.
Peace. Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?